that's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you made, yeah. Ay, yeah, bad that you made. That's a bad that you made.
Aye, Katie, let's go.
All hell King Darius.
That's a bad that you made.
That's a bad that you made.
That's a bad that you laid.
That's a bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing?
Whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies. You children popping mollies. I'm so intelligent, my honesty turned into philosophy. I go hard in the paint, the harder I play. Nigga, I'm like Harden on James, a problem to face. I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, just look in my eyes. Nigga, you can do what you need, I do what is right. I don't fucking want what you have, just look at your life. Nothing about it sacred to me, it's out of my sight. That just means it's out of my mind, it's not worth the fight. Nigga, yeah, I'm out of my mind, I'm out of my mind. Hey, you did what you did.
Yeah, you do what you did.
Give a fuck about intentions.
Don't give a fuck about intentions.
You can watch what I do.
You can watch what I do.
Just stay the fuck out my mentions.
Stay the fuck out my mentions.
That's a bad that you made.
That's a bad that you made.
That's a bad that you laid.
That's a bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. That's a bad that you made. That's a bad that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
You have the right to remain fat.
Gonna stop you right there.
Take up space with your body.
Go to the fucking gym.
To move my body when it wants to move and to not move when it doesn't want to move.
What the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up and take care of yourself. This is brutal.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 22 hundo and 94 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everston K2 Flexing on all you beef.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. How are we doing? Let's give a little shout out to those of you watching live on the Swole screen, on the Swole chat, those of you showing up to the live streams. Remember to check the links in the show notes, thedailyswole.com, for all those live stream links. What's up, Cerny, Josh, Aaron in the house, Loretta, Tiff, Taylor, Maddie, Bunny, how we doing, Batman? What's up, Tobias, Vinny, and Frank in the house. Oh, Positive, Charisma, Nick, Everyone is here. Tyler, how we doing, Beaches? What is going on? It's August the 17. And we are going to make some sick fucking gains. I hope you went to the fucking gym. Drop in the comments down below. What'd you smash today? Let's get today's party started. We got a packed show. Let's jump on into it and summon this motherfucking falcon, shall we? Falcon. Let's fucking go. Tess Hornaday, Leo, drinking like a raging alky. My goodness. Fam, it is Wednesday. But fuck your thyroid. Hashtag but my thyroid. This is the favorite. That's a favorite card. My thyroid. Just got to blame the thyroid. If you can't lose weight, if you don't want to change your habits, you got two options. You can change your hashtag, or you can just blame your thyroid, which is probably a result of your terrible habits and you've damaged it. So the point still stands. Take care of yourself, change your habits, do better for yourself. This is just a classic. If you're brand new, you're like, what the fuck? But my thyroid? Yeah, but my thyroid. I would go to the fucking gym, but my thyroid. But my thyroid. I would, except for my thyroid. Let's put Tessie back in Candyland. Hashtag but my thyroid. For a chance to win today's Swole card, it is a Swole fam favorite. Now let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Everyone take a sip of water. Make sure you're hydrated. And of course, we'll take some questions when we get into the knowledge cock portion. Couple announcements. We're going to be talking about this every day. Some of you already dropped in the comments below that P3S4, Papa Swole's signature series, the 4th edition drops on August the 23rd. Fam, let's get a little America for that one. So next Tuesday, 6 days away. And like I've been mentioning, you'll have 24 hours to purchase. You won't know what it is until it arrives on your doorstep. The one thing I can guarantee is that it's going to be fucking awesome. And some of you have collected them all, but even if you don't have the first 3, these are exclusive drops. They're never released again. You don't want to miss out on it. So no matter if you're joining now and you didn't get the earlier ones, it doesn't matter. They're going to keep on getting better and better. And the last one was better. I mean, they're all great. They're all individual. They're all unique. A unique signature on each one. If you're a member, you get a certified Swole card in the mail along with your purchase. So make sure you're ready for that. 24 hours on the date of episode 2300. So every 100 episodes, we drop a new signature series. So there's our 4th release, and it goes down on the 23rd next Tuesday. And after that, as if that's not enough, we got our Back to Swole release party, the 29th, Beaches. The 29th! All right, so on the Monday, the 29th, the time that we normally have our accountability meeting, it will be an accountability meeting, but it's going to be so deep. It's going to be so epic with amazing releases. I cannot wait. I love the release parties. We have a few a year and they are awesome. So be ready for that. It's going to be fire. Monday, August the 29th. So next week and the following Monday, woo! Oh my God. It never stops. It never stops. There's always more action coming. And then we're going to fuck your resolution season. Oh man, it's going to be it's legit. It's legit out there. So let's take our first Swole Fam post. Let's see what we got in the box.
What's in the box?
First one from today is from Diane in our Swole Fam discussion boards on Swole Enormous X. And Diane writes, "Hi everyone, Diane here. I am a retired Marine and full-time caregiver to my spouse. My plan is to lose 50 pounds and gain more energy. Lately, I have struggled to keep up with everyday demands, and I need to change that. Looking forward to checking out the platform and getting started on the workouts. Best of luck to everybody." Let's give a little round of applause, some biceps and gorillas in the comments for Diane. Let's get a little golf clap. Welcome to the fam, and thank you for your service. I'll get you a little America there, too.
USA, greatest country in the world.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome to the fam. Not to mention taking care of your health obviously will give you a better advantage to taking care of your spouse. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what the actual situation is, but thank you for your service and welcome officially to the Swole fam. Super cool. Thank you so much for being here, Diane. We're proud to have you. Another welcome from Meredith. So you can welcome Meredith in the comments. "Hello, everyone. I am just a 25-year-old woman looking to lose some weight and make some gains. In high school, I was average in my fitness game, but gained a shit ton of weight in college and never got it off. I'm 25 and 250 pounds, and I'm done making excuses. I'm getting married in June of 2023, and I'll be damned if I carry this weight into my marriage. Here looking for the support and guidance I knew I could find through Soulnormous X. Oh my God. Welcome. Welcome, Meredith. Welcome, Meredith. Congratulations on two things. Congratulations on taking that first step and joining the Swole fam, and congratulations on your engagement. So June of 2023, you got some time. You got some time, but it's time to execute. So make sure that you jump on that elimination diet. You're getting in your organ meats. You're looking for some grass-fed beef. Let's get Meredith on the fucking gain train. Let's go, Meredith. Stoked to have you, and I'm looking forward to hearing more details about what you're doing and what you need work on. Fam, if you're new, by the way, make sure that you follow up with your posts too. So I'm fine, and I encourage you with these like general introductions, but then make sure that you break down, hey, what are you eating? What are you currently doing? Because yes, you could jump on the 90-day dash. Yes, you could jump on the elimination diet, but you know, it's really important to know what you're currently doing so we can give you specific advice, a little bit more detailed and direct to your individual situation. So Diane and everyone else, perfect timing. We have overtime this Friday. Next week, we have our next roundtable. So if any of you are new, we have the accountability meeting this coming Monday and a roundtable on Thursday. So perfect opportunity to ask questions, to specify any kind of, individual questions specifically to what you need, and the roundtables are excellent for that, just because you can really flesh out on the phone call what your concerns are and what you're currently doing. So it's really important to know what you're currently doing and being aware of what you're currently doing, because then you know what you can change. If you're not really specific with what you're currently doing, then you might not have to tweak as much as you think, or we can give you a little bit more of, okay, these specific areas are really good, but over here is where we would focus first. So everyone's starting from a different place. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, next post here is from Will. Will writes, "Hey all, my name is Will. I have been watching the videos on YouTube for a couple years, and I finally decided to join. I like lifting in my garage gym. I do drum corps, professional marching band on the weekends." All right. "I work full-time as a lifeguard and swim instructor, and I am a full-time music student. My biggest difficulties with getting in shape are my diet and my sleep. A lot of times I forget to eat, so when I do eat, I choose less than healthy options. Did some active recovery today, and I'm planning to start Swole Mastery tomorrow." Well, Will, welcome to the fam. Forgetting to eat, as long as you are eating quality foods, you can do things like fasting or intermittent fasting or 18-hour fast, 20-hour fast, eating one meal a day. But you need to be more prepared. So if that's a concern, you just need to prepare your meals in advance and have a schedule and know what you're doing so you don't make those less than healthy options, because that is not an option. Eating shitty things, eating shitty food just because you're not preparing, that's unacceptable. And I know that's why you're here, Will, so tough love right off the bat, but there's no reason to be, you're unprepared. So of course you're going to make poor choices because you don't have many options. You're stuck with whatever's available. And if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So make sure that you are getting in that right mindset and scheduling better and preparing in advance. And then you have your food ready and then no problem. No problem. So some gorillas for Will. Welcome. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. All right. Let's see. Post here from Lisa. Lisa writes, "Hey guys, I brought up my husband during the last roundtable. Well, today it happened. Today, for the first time ever, my husband went to the fucking gym with me. Oh, let's go. Let's go, Lisa. Let's go, Lisa.
Like to caress rusty spoons.
This was his first time ever going to a gym and working out. Oh, that is fucking awesome. Playing the podcast around him has started to make a huge difference in his life. He went from thinking, not caring, to being on board. I am so excited for all this, for all the good this will eventually trickle down for our son too. Thank you, Papa. I snuck a pic of Vinny when he wasn't looking. He's got the Joker jersey on. That is fucking awesome. More gorillas. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations on taking that first step, Vinny. He's going to feel so much better. And Lisa, and you're going to feel so much better. And you know what's awesome about couples that go to the gym or that train together? It's bonding. You might be doing it separately, but together. That's a great time. That's a great time. You're spending time taking care of each other and taking care of yourselves, which takes care of the other person, because if you're investing in yourself, it's also caring for the other person. The other person is going to be with a healthier partner. You should be healthier and more physically fit and have more endurance and more energy for your partner. That's just fantastic. That's fantastic. Good for you. That's awesome. Go Vinny. Vinny in the motherfucking house. And our last Swole fan post of the day is from Sherry. And Sherry writes, almost 10 years ago, I was overweight. I've kept it off ever since. I found Papa about 4 to 5 years ago. I'll never forget him saying, don't do what the average person does, do the opposite. Consistency is key for losing weight and the maintenance of weight loss. The average person goes back to old habits. Don't do that. Do the opposite. Just started using 35s for my dumbbell press on the bench, and I just turned 46. Whoa, 35s making those gains. Round of applause for Sherry.
Well, I'll be damned.
That is awesome. Good for you. Swole fam crushing it as per usual. Did you have any doubts, fam? Did you have any doubts? Did you have any doubts? Did you have any doubts that the Swole fam will be crushing it? I mean, it's another day, another episode. And of course, the Swole fam still fucking crushing it. Let's get a little tainty reprieve here. We don't really need a reprieve. He's dreaming. His legs twitch. His legs twitching. Look at his eyes rolled back in his head. His legs kicking. Little legs spasming. Get it. Get it. Maybe he's chasing a ball. Maybe he's chasing a ball or eating some beef. I don't know. All right. And hashtag but my thyroid for a chance to win today's Swole card. Now, you would win today's Swole card, but your thyroid. Oh, but your thyroid. I would put the hashtag in the comments, but my thyroid. Oh, but my thyroid. For shame. All right, let's take some questions. If you got one, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. And of course, if you want to submit a audio question, make sure you head on over to askpapaswolio.com. Members, you have that link right there on your homepage, so you can go and submit questions, and we like to feature those on the show as well. So let's take some live questions to get going today. And let's see what happens. Scrolling up a little bit, see if I missed anything. We'll take the first one from Instagram. This one's from Farouk Ghazawi. That's a fucking name. Gesundheit. All right. Well, where's my mouse? Let me minimize this picture. Here we go. Farouk, Papa Swolio, how can I lift heavier weights at the fucking gym, Papa? That's a good question. That's a wise question. How can I fucking lift heavier? By going heavier. By going heavier, by lifting more, like by doing it. Progressive overload, getting quality sleep, getting proper nutrition. So another reason why you might not be building as much muscle or strength, maybe you're not training properly. Maybe you're not giving enough rest between sessions. Maybe you're not eating enough and recovering enough, so your body's not recovering between sessions. So I don't really know enough from this Instagram question, but you need to push yourself. Do isometric holds, do negatives, push yourself to failure, get a spotter. That way you can push and get those extra forced reps. There's a lot of different ways. I don't know what you're currently doing, so it's really hard to give advice, but keep at it, bro. I'm not sure how long you've been lifting for, but it is a journey. And sometimes you hit those plateaus and got to bust through. So good stuff. Vinny, Papa Soy, I was going to ask an amazing question, but my thyroid.
Matt Damon.
Come on, stop whining. Oh, Vinny. Vinny's thyroid. Rest, R-I-T, rest in thyroid. Rest in thyroid. Hank Pecker, Papa Swolio. Everything online says chicken breast has more protein than beef does. What are the benefits that make beef so much better in your opinion? Better quality. Most grass-fed beef is grass-fed. Most chicken is fed corn and soy. Higher in linoleic acid and omega-6s, and it just tastes like shit, in my opinion. Chicken breast has more protein than beef does. I don't believe that's true. But also just very, very lean. You do need to get some fat. Get some fat in your diet. Just beef is much more of a powerful food. I feel so much better when I eat beef. I don't really like chicken that much. I'll eat it, but if it's cooked in tons of fat, and most people have to eat chicken with all these different sauces and stuff on it because it's bland. It's a weak bird. So I would make sure you're getting in some high quality beef. You don't need to eat lean. I'm not recommending you eating like lean cuts of meat or lean chicken. So get yourself some fat, cooking beef tallow. These are some great things. Or if you're eating some chicken now and again, cook it in some fat, cook in some grass-fed butter or some tallow and things like that. So generally, the same thing with pork. Monogastric animals are just not to the same quality as beef or wild game. Some of you hunters out there, that's, good for you. Tyler, Papa Swolio, interesting question. Is it weird that I look at another girl's ass? Oh, Tyler. I'll just be standing rest away. Standing rest away. And I can help but my eyes look. Dude, you need a spell corrector on your questions, bro. Is that weird or completely normal? Biggest dickus, please. Okay, well, okay.
Biggest dickus?
All right. Tyler, is it weird that you look at it? No, it's not. You know what is weird? Girls that wedge their yoga pants up their ass crack and then complain if you look. So ladies, if you are hanging your tits out and your ass out at the gym, people are going to look. So that's a public service announcement. If you're going to wear skin tight and show like your fucking vagine in the gym, don't be surprised if people look. Okay? Don't wear shit that is going to make people gawk and then complain when they gawk. Men are always looking at me. No shit. You're half naked. Just saying. No, it's not abnormal. Just don't be a creeper. Don't stand there like rubbing your belly button like, yeah, get in there all nice and deep like, yeah, I see that shit. Don't be a creeper. Don't be a creeper. Okay. Bunny Love, Papa Swolio, what's the best amount of time to do sauna to get the most benefits? I believe it's generally like around 20. I do 20 to 30 minutes and I do it as hot as I can take it. The sauna that I have, I upgraded the heater so it actually heats up faster. So sometimes I'll turn it on and I'll heat, go through the cycle, and then I'll turn it on again, and it really it gets uncomfortable. So I'm not in there to relax. I'm in there to really push myself. So I'll do 20 to 30 minutes as hot as I can take it for that time. And there's different ways to do the sauna. You can do sessions. You can do 20 minutes, then 5 out, and then 20 back in. There's different ways to do the sauna. It also depends on how often you do it, like what time of day you're doing it, if you're doing anything after. Personally, I like to do it after I work out. If I do it before, I'm going to just be dehydrated. I mean, unless you're doing a few minutes in the morning just to wake up. But for me, I'm not going to heat up the sauna completely and then just go in there for a couple moments. So I like to do it after I work out. So I'll probably do it around 5 or 6 o'clock today, kind of like as a wind down. That way I worked out earlier. I can hydrate throughout the day and then do the sauna again. The only problem is sometimes doing the sauna at night, it's hard to replenish the water because I don't want to be up all night pissing, but just make sure you're hydrating, getting electrolytes in. So the best amount of time, I would say usually 20 to 30 minutes at a hot temperature. Like generally you want to get it to like 170 or above in general if you're able to. Hotter the better, as hot as you can take it in my experience. Okay. Let's see. Lizzo is fit. I don't think so.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
Not sure about that part. Not sure about that. I can't believe we had a video yesterday that pretended like Lizzo was in good shape. I mean, she's definitely in shape. Like, she is a shape, that's for sure. In like fit shape, not the last time I've seen. I don't know what she looks like now, but from what I've heard, she's rotund. All right. Let's see, Terry. What's your take on volume versus intensity for hypertrophy? I have heard too many sets per muscle group per week can kill your gains in strength. There's some video going around, I think. Some viral video or is like 1 set per body. It's so not. Okay, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Doing 1 set per body part or something like that is fucking stupid. No one does that because it doesn't work. It's not effective unless you want to look like someone who does. Unless you want to look like someone who does 1 set per body part. And don't come here and be like, well, Dorian Yates did. Dorian Yates was taking more fucking sauce and he didn't just do 1 set. You know, a lot of people look at this 1 set thing and you're actually doing 3 or 4 sets. You're just doing like warm up sets and build up sets. And then you're doing 1 all out set, but you're technically doing like 3, 4 or 5 sets. So it depends on how you really execute it. Volume versus intensity is very important. It depends on where you're at. It depends on your schedule. So a lot of people undertake a program and they don't have the time availability or the discipline or the planning to actually execute it. So it really depends on how much time are you able or willing to apply to your training? How frequently are you going? Where are you at in your training? What are your goals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that might change over time. So where I am currently personally with my training is I train body parts more frequently, but I do less volume per workout. But over that course of the week or 10 days or whatever it is, I'm getting in more volume because I'm training them more frequently. So if you're doing, let's say, upper body, let's say you're doing chest and back twice a week, maybe you're doing, let's say, 10 sets each. Okay. That's 5 sets more than if you were doing chest, so let's say if you're doing 10 sets each workout, it's 20 sets each, just saying over the course of a week. A week is very arbitrary. It could be 10 days, it could be 14 days. But either you're training once a week, 15 sets and 15 sets, not that you have to do that many, you'll get more volume in over the course. I really do think that for most people, frequency is important, but a lot of people don't really push themselves hard enough within those sets. So another pitfall, I'm just throwing out a couple different ideas here. You could get into junk volume. So a lot of people will just do a lot of sets, but they're not really pushing them to failure. So they're just doing a lot of sets and reps, but they're not really getting to that progressive overload. So it really depends on the quality of those sets. You don't need 30 sets for a body part. You don't need to do 6 exercises, 5 sets each for chest. You are not getting quality sets because if you're doing it properly, you're not going to have enough juice to do that many. Understand? So it's important to make sure that you are really pushing yourself to failure and you're not going to need the same amount of volume, and then you can cut down on the volume per workout and do it more frequently. So it really depends on the individual. It's not something that's a blanket across case. So anyone that says that you should be training every other day or whatever it is, I've done, as a natural lifter, I've done 1 body part a week. It works. I've done body parts twice a week. It works. I mean, it just fucking works if you're training properly, recovering properly, everything else included. So there's a lot of different ways to build muscle. It depends on where you're starting from. So if you're brand new, a lot of different things will work. If you're more of an advanced lifter, you have to really be more strategic. So when you get up in years or you have a lot more experience under your belt, your body has been exposed to a lot of different stresses. So it's more important to be more tactical with your approach. Not only that, for me, for example, I have also 20 years of lifting under my belt. So I have 20 years of, I've been putting my body under stress for a long time. So I'm much more strategic with what I'm overloading, what type of training I'm doing, a lot more mobility, as we always talk about. But I'm not really a fan of, oh, this works, or if you're natural, you should do it like this. If you're doing it, there's a lot of different things that does work. What does work across all of everything I just said is the intensity and fucking pushing yourself to failure. If you are not pushing yourself to that upper limit, if you are not really getting those forced reps and negatives and pushing yourself, you're not getting the progressive overload. You're not stimulating your muscles enough in order to demand your body build bigger, stronger muscles. So it's really important to make sure that no matter what volume you're doing, that the sets are quality. So hopefully that, give myself a round of applause for that one. Hopefully that was a good answer. But it does depend. I've done different things, and I've seen great results with different things. Tobias Bain, Papa Swole, what are your thoughts on multiple workouts per day? Not generally a fan of multiple resistance workouts unless you're doing like calves at one time or some accessory things and you're doing larger muscle groups at a different time. Like multiple strength training workouts is really not necessary. You're better off doing yoga for one of those workouts and recovering enough before your next workout. Strength training or like bodybuilding or building muscle, it's not necessarily more being better. Training more, when you're training, you're not causing growth. It's an overload. It's a stimulus. What causes the growth is your recovery afterwards. So you want to have your gym time or your training time. You want to focus your training on whatever you're doing. Boom, smash, push yourself, and then recover, eat properly, hydrate properly, sleep properly. Active recovery so you can do it again. And the reason why anabolic steroids and things like that repair muscle faster, metabolize fat, it allows people to do more work in less periods of time. That's why people get bigger and grow, and of course, more than your normal or natural capacity. But recovery improves and people can train more frequently. This is why you see some of Arnold's old school workouts. Like, holy shit, he was going super heavy, chest and back 3 days a week. Like, yeah, because he was fucking juicing to the gills and recovering really fast. And so he was able to do that frequently. Most people get sore. Most people have to recover because they're not, taking horse tranquilizers. Not that he was, but you know what I'm saying. Just injecting sauce in my dick hole. All right, let's see here. If I miss a question, sometimes make sure you use the hashtag AskPapaSwole because I am missing some of them. I see. Make sure you use a question mark too. Let's see. Slam Chardonnay. Oh, you and Leo will get along really well. Hey, Papa Swole, I have a hard time choosing weights for warm-up sets when I'm not with my coach. Any tips, or does it come with experience? Thanks from Canada. You're welcome. Warm-up sets. Well, it depends on what you're doing. Warm-up sets, any kind of warm-up. There's general warm-up like doing some sled work or doing some jump rope. There's general get your body primed for sympathetic activity, fight or flight, getting your body, ramped up. But the warm-up sets are just whatever you need to do to prepare yourself for the heavy sets. So for example, I'll use my leg day as an example, or like upper body day. So what I do is some of the things I do for a warm up. So if it's lower body and sometimes upper body too, I'll do some reverse sled. I'll do some, side to side deep lateral squats with a kettlebell, get my ass down, or maybe do some yogi squats with like a kettlebell and really rock around there, do some mobility work, some anterior tibialis activation, some hip flexor and hamstring activation. So for me, I really do some mobility work just to activate the muscles around the joints. And then I'll do like a warm-up set or two of the set that I'm doing. So a warm-up is generally, doing general mobility stuff and then segueing into like some light preparation sets. But make sure you're activating the proper muscles. So for upper body, I'll do some dead hangs. I'll do dead hangs anyway on leg day, but just for discussion's sake, I'll do some dead hangs. I'll do maybe some ring pull-ups just to lengthen my shoulders. I'll do some Indian club or some mace, and then I'll get into doing like some chest dips or whatever the first exercise I'm doing. So if I'm doing chest dips, I'll do body weight first, and then I'll do 1 or 2 sets, and then I'll get the belt with the plates, and then I'll start going heavy. So my warm-up is more general
decompression, dead hangs, warming up the shoulder and the elbows, and then getting into the actual training. And you could do stuff like some posterior deltoid. You could do some, activation for your posterior rotator cuff and things like that. It really depends on where you're at. Posturally, some people need to focus on more activation things than others. So it really depends on where you're at in your journey with what you should be focusing on to activate to get the most out of it. Vinny, Papa Swole, I know you've covered this before, but if you could please refresh my memory, what's the best way to add electrolytes, obviously without crap like Gatorade or Powerade? Thanks again, Papa. No worries. You can use some salt like Redmond Real Salt or Celtic Sea Salt, or you can opt for an electrolyte mix of potassium, magnesium, and sodium, something like Element, which is LMNT, or Relight. Those are two that I use, and I kind of go back and forth. It's important to make sure you're not just getting salt, you're getting potassium, magnesium as well. And that will benefit in allowing the muscles, avoid cramping, improve hydration, your body's absorption of water, and, replacing what you might lose. And this depends. The amount of electrolytes you need depends on the individual, depends on your diet. And it also depends on where you live. So I'm training outside. I'm in the sun. I'm sweating like crazy. I need a lot of electrolytes. Plus, I'm in the sauna. I'm in fucking Florida. So I'm just sweating and I'm hot. I'm losing a lot. So the more I consume, the better I feel. So I just really take them liberally and go by how I feel. Rihanna, Papa Swole, how do you help with mental boredom or feeling like you want to do stuff, but not sure what direction to go in? Mental boredom. I mean, there's so many things to do. I mean, there's really no excuse to be bored. So feeling like you want to do stuff, but not sure what direction to go in, stop procrastinating. That just do something. You want to do stuff, then do it. Not sure what direction, pick one. The best thing to do is to start doing something. If you want to learn a new hobby or want to choose some direction, or so many people do this with business. Like, I have so many business ideas. Okay, pick one. Yeah, but I want to do this and I want to do that. Pick one. Pick one and start and do it. Can you be more specific? Like, do it. Do it. Frank, do you count reps or do you recommend working sets until failure? I don't really count reps. I know if I'm doing low reps and heavier weight, or if I'm doing higher, but I really don't count. Maybe during the set just to get an idea, but bottom line, you want to push until you can't push anymore. And generally, if you have lower to moderate, it depends though, because high reps for legs is fucking epic. If you're doing 20, 30, 40 reps for legs, it's fucking brutal. So there's a lot of gains to be made with higher repetitions. The most important thing is you're pushing your body past your comfort zone. You're really pushing yourself towards failure. Another strategy is once it starts burning, then you start counting. But of course, if you're doing 20, 30, 40 repetitions, depending on the exercise, you might be better off going heavier in order to stimulate more muscle hypertrophy. So generally, reps between like 8 and 15 are optimal for hypertrophy, but then people get locked into this and they never go high rep. And there's certain exercises, certain moves, fucking high rep is epic, like posterior deltoid or shoulders or legs. Doing squats high rep is fucking legendary. I mean, Tom Platz was huge on doing super high reps for legs. And some of the most epic leg workouts I've done are very high reps. I'm still doing heavy loads, but you're doing them for high reps. Obviously, if you go heavier, you're not gonna be able to do as many reps. So don't limit yourself. But in general, you want the overload to be improving. You want the overload to increase. You want to be increasing the weight and increasing the stimuli. That way your body is constantly trying to catch up and build muscle to be able to handle the stress. Eric Papasolio, what's your opinion on having heavy squats and heavy deadlifts in the same day? For example, both in a 5x5 format. I'm not a fan of doing those on the same day. For me, deadlifts, I mean, you can do them on leg day. I used to always do them on back day. I haven't done a lot of standard deadlifts lately, to be honest. I haven't. I used to do a lot of deadlifts. I just haven't done a bunch of deadlifts lately, but I prefer things like kettlebell swings, and squats are great, but I've been doing
specific things. I love deadlifts. I think they're great, but I haven't had them regularly in my program for a little bit because I've been doing some other things. But I personally never did them on the same day. Nothing wrong with deadlifts. Nothing wrong with deadlifts. I mean, some people say they're overrated. I think in many ways they are. I think a lot of people do deadlifts poorly, or they put too much focus on deadlifts and they avoid other things. So I'm not one of those people that's obsessed with deadlifts or not obsessed, but I used to do them all the time. And I haven't done deadlifts regularly in a long time. I mean, but I feel better. I have more mobility and strength than I ever did before. So it really depends. It really depends on how you implement them. I do other exercises that are very similar to deadlifts, but they're not the standard per se, like barbell deadlifts. Tyler, what are your plans in the future with the business? What more could we potentially see? You's gonna find out. You gonna find out, baby. Tobias, Papa Swolio, thank you. So weights before work and mobility and yoga in the evening. That's a great option. That's a great option. You know, not a lot of people need to do 2-a-day workouts. I mean, I would say no one needs to do like 2-a-day strength training workouts. Like your schedule has to be very unique and your training protocol has to be very unique and specific in order to not overdo it. But that's a great way to train twice a day and not overload yourself. You know, active recovery as part of your workouts, as part of your day. All right, let's see here. Scrolling down. I might miss. I see a bunch of them. Let me see if I can get it. Let's see. Cassie Star, Papa Swolio. Hello, puppet. We'll take one. Maybe this might be the last question. Maybe one more. I find that I get stronger with each subsequent set, and I've been thinking about playing around with those sets that increase weight to a. This is it. What's it? That's not a question. What's your question? That cut off. This sounds like a statement. Oh, no. Frank, I've been told if you say I'm doing 4 sets of 12, you will always stop at 12 and not push. Fuck that shit. Anyone that does like, hey, I'm doing 4 sets of 10 and they stop at 10, they don't know how to lift. No, if you're doing a weight and you get to like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not like you get to 9 reps. It's not like you go to 11. Oh my God, you're not going to build muscle because you went more than 10. If you picked a weight and you get to 10, 11, push yourself to 15, 16, 17, and then go heavier for the next set. It's like, don't stop because you hit a number. Plus, psychologically, if you're going to 10 or 12, it starts burning at like 9 or 10. You know, psychologically, you're putting a limit on how many you can do. Just grab a weight that's going to probably put you like in a 6 to 10 range or something, and then fucking push it or whatever as many times as you can. Clayton, what exercise do you recommend for middle delts? Is lateral raise pretty much it? Well, yes and no. It depends on what position you're doing it. Lying side raises are great. You can also do things with cables, so you can train it from the lengthened or shortened position in the front or in the back or from behind. Like I said, lying side raises are fantastic. You could also do loo raises with the bumper plates. I love those. I do those regularly, all the way up over your head. So there's a lot of good movements like that. And there's different strategies. You could do isometric and hold and do burnout sets. There's a lot of savage ways to build the middle deltoid out. So a lot of exercises, there isn't a lot of variety per se. There's different mediums, whether you're using bands or chains or kettlebells or dumbbells or things like that. The real tweak is the time under tension, you know, the frequency of how often you train it, and of course, where you're training. If you're training it from the shortened position, from the lengthened position, and so forth. For example, bicep curls, standing curls versus incline curls versus prone curls, shortened, lengthened, that kind of thing. Let's see. We'll finish this question because Cassie reposted. I get stronger with each set. Well, I've been thinking about doing drop sets. What is a correct starting point in that regard? How does progression work? That's a very vague question. So I'm not going to be able to get into that right now. You get stronger with each set. You don't. You're probably just warming up. At the beginning of your workout, you're going to feel like you get stronger. You're not getting stronger, or you're not pushing yourself hard enough earlier in your workout. So let me give you some advice here right off the bat. Put the areas that you're trying to focus on the most first. So if you have weak points, if you're trying to train your shoulders and your posterior deltoid is lacking, then stay away from the fucking presses. Stop doing overhead presses. Stop doing front raises and shit. Stop overloading areas that already have development. Like, focus on your weak points earlier in your workout when you're fresh, for example. Drop sets might be effective for the end of the workout or the end of the set or the end of the exercise, but I need to know more. That's just a vague statement. How does progression work? I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can progress. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish. There's progression for cardiovascular capacity, for plyometrics. There's progressions for strength training, for endurance. There's different types of progression. So it really depends on what you're doing. All right, let's get into some balls deep kind of good question. Just a little more context is required.
That's deep.
Good questions, fam. Good questions. Got deep today. Got deep. Remember, if you want to get your question featured and also you listen to the show and you might not be able to show up live, if you go to askpapaswolio.com, you can ask and submit your voice question inside that app right there. So go to askpapaswolio.com and you can submit your question. That's perfect for those of you that might not be able to get to tomorrow or the next day's live stream. You can submit a question and it will be featured. Then you can listen to the show and then get your answer. So it's fucking awesome. AskPapaswolio.com, and you can articulate a lot better than you're able to type on YouTube. Sometimes it cuts you off. So you have about 30 seconds, more than enough time for you to ask your question. So if you go to AskPapaswolio.com, submit your question, and then we'll get to it in an upcoming episode. All right, let's get into some balls deep content. We got to get into some gunch, fam. Moving right along, let's get into a couple videos. Oh my God. All right, let's laugh a little bit. Let's bring this beach home. Remember, hashtag #ButtMyThyroid.
Matt Damon.
For a chance to win today's Swole card. Come on, stop whining. Stop whining. Put a little salt on that Tess Hornaday right there. Okay. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. What's it going to be? 1, 2, or 3. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3. It could be 1. It could be 2. And guess what? It could be 3.
Are you crying? There's no crying.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Still on the hunt. Still on the hunt for that tyrannical tuck. Oh, I just saw this comment from Guy from the Daily Swole Telegram chat. Not a question, but I had to say thanks. Had a long, slow work day today. 22 hours straight. Did get 8 hours of sleep after, but was debating skipping the gym. Pushed by you. Walked in regardless and had one of my best hack squat leg days in years. You're the man. No, you are, Guy. Fucking epic. Let's get a round of applause. Nice. Yow. Everyone loves this sick fucking workout. All right, let's go with Eric, number 3. Eric, number 3. All right, Eric in the house. Let me get a little golf clap.
I got hairy legs.
Okay, so this video is titled, holy shit. Wow. All right, there's a lot to unpack here. There is a lot to unpack. The title of this video in my folder says she was anorexic. What, in the 1700s? This video, oh Christ, Beetlejuice hath returned. Responding to a question, or just responding to a comment on TikTok that says, LOL, you're not anorexic. You know yourself the massive amount of food it takes to maintain a size like that. All right, I'm going to let you all unpack this for me. All I have to say is, holy shit. Here we go.
Look up lipedema. Look up polycystic ovarian syndrome. Look up what chronic dieting causes. I started dieting when I was about 4 or 5. Look up trauma and how your body can literally hold on to it.
It just cuts off like that. Okay, you're dieting since you were 4. I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. PCOS, all these things are caused by, Jesus Christ, all these things are caused by lifestyle habits. Yes, trauma, but it's still, no, don't play this again. It comes from your lifestyle habits. PCOS comes from metabolic dysfunction. It comes from insulin insensitivity. That's like the precursor for so many, health concerns, including, okay, I feel violated. What the fucking hell did we just watch? I mean, anorexia. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. If you starve yourself, like, you gotta love that, right? People always say, like, look at the dieting. If you starve yourself, let me tell you something. If you starve yourself, you aren't 300 pounds. You're just not. Okay? Tell the people at Auschwitz, if they're starved, how come they were skin and bones? Yeah, because they were literally fucking starved. If you are starving yourself, you're not ballooning up in weight. That's not how it works. You might be starving yourself for a day and then binge eating all night, blacking out, not remembering any of it. And most people that are morbidly obese, they eat all the time. They just don't think that they do. If you put a camera on them or put a camera around their house, they're constantly stuffing their face, but it just doesn't register. They just block it out. No one diets at 4 years old. Yeah, what are you talking about? A lot of people like revisionist history, obviously. It's easy to look back and be like, this happened and this happened and that happened and that was because of this. Look, the result is things went in your face. Things went in your mouth. A lot of poor habits led to this situation. It doesn't mean you didn't have trauma, but let's not beat around like what the actual thing that caused you to be morbidly obese. It's not the trauma in itself, right? It's not the trauma that caused you. It's you finding comfort and consuming way too much garbage food and not taking care of yourself. All right. Pick a number, 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 trillion.
All right, hashtag #ButtMyThyroid in the comments. We always like to have a good time with the balls deep. Oh my God. It keeps us on point, right? You want to eat some good food and train hard? Just watch a couple of these videos. Let's get a little tainty reprieve in there. Aww. Very nice. Good boy. Very good boy. Very nice. Rufus with a tainty reprieve. Let's see what we got here. Pick a number, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Let's go with Christy Davidson. Here we go. Number 2. Let's get a little golf clap here.
You switch the samples.
Number 2. Who does number 2 work for? This one is called Recovery. Is this the girl that was saying that? I feel like we've covered a video of hers like last year. Was she the one saying that her ovaries made her, like the fat in her stomach was because of her like ovaries or something like that? I don't understand. Here we go. This is called Recovery.
You want to know the coolest part about recovery? Seeing these old pictures that you used to take of yourself every single morning when you would weigh yourself and starve yourself 24/7 and hate your body and just constantly checking it, to then growing up years later being 40 pounds heavier and honest to God liking your body more like this than you ever.
I don't think that's true. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to me. I don't appreciate you lying to me, but let's continue. Let's play it.
Did like that. Stop praising this. This isn't dedication, hard work. This is an illness.
Just because you had a mental illness and you were doing things improperly, you don't look healthy. You look fat. Just saying it. You're 40 pounds heavier. That doesn't mean you're healthier. You honestly feel better. Do you? You like your body better? Okay. I mean, everyone's open or allowed to have their own opinions. if you're just listening, she's comparing an older picture of her to now and saying that she was starving herself or whatever. It said 21 years old, 126 pounds, miserable, hungry, and weak, versus 24 years old, 170 pounds, which ain't good, more flexible, higher endurance, strongest I've ever been. Well, you're eating more food, so you might have just been having a nutrient deficiency doesn't mean that the weight was the problem. So the problem with the woke tards is that they don't understand that it's not about the weight. You could have been 126 pounds and strong and feeling great, but I guarantee you did it poorly. You're still probably not eating, you're still not eating the right foods. You weren't eating the right foods then. The problem is exactly that. Now that you're eating more junk, you are getting more micronutrients because just by volume, but you're still dealing with a lot of inflammation, and you can see it all over your body. So I'm glad you think you're feeling better. I'm glad that you are, I don't know, not malnutrition, but I still encourage you to do elimination diet and fine tune your health. Stop using the weight and think more about the substance of what that weight actually means and what that's a result of. Okay. It's not about the actual weight. And women do this all the time.
Patient hard work. This is an illness.
Stop talking. Women don't understand. I should say women. Most people don't understand, but women are really obsessed with the scale, classically obsessed with the scale. A lot of people are. Like, muscle weighs more than fat. So you have to stop looking at the poundage. It really doesn't matter. I don't weigh myself. I don't care. If I look the way I want to, like I can see, okay, if I'm feeling good or if I'm feeling flat or if I feel like I need more of X, Y, and Z, that's much more important than this. The scale doesn't matter. The scale doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it says. It really doesn't. If you're taking care of your health, it will be what it should be. But, you know, you can't tell me that you might be feeling better in comparison, but you're still not, you're still not taking care of your health. As if like 126 pounds means like a bad thing. Well, if you're doing it, again, if you're eating poorly, if you're dieting improperly, if you're just starving yourself, then yeah, you're going to be fucking weak. Of course you're going to be. Yet all these girls are taking fucking birth control and fucking up their hormones and all this shit and jamming toxic tampons up their pusses, and you wonder why you have fucking problems. You're putting all these chemicals on your body, all these lotions and perfumes and, household cleaners, shampoos, conditioners with phthalates and all these endocrine disruptors. And you're, like I said, birth control and tampons or pads and all these things with toxic elements in it. And then you wonder why you're not getting optimal results and you're having issues losing weight and fat. It's because you're literally just slathering your body and interrupting every natural signal that it can possibly utilize in order to function as a healthy adult. So anyway, fuck the scale. Enough. Skinny fat is one of those things. Skinny fat is one of those things. I saw a video on TikTok and it was someone talking about an adult man and how he's eating 1,500 calories. And it's like, look, if you're an adult and you're eating 1,500 calories, like that's fucking ridiculous. 1,500 calories, not for an adult that's exercising. I don't care how big you are. That's nothing. You need to eat more food, eat more protein, you need to be lifting weights. You need to be eating for your lean mass. You need to be eating and training to build muscle, and the fat will come off. It's all these lifestyle habits. I mean, if more women actually dropped that birth control, they would shed so much fucking body weight and retaining water and body fat. It would fucking change their health night and day. Did for Mama Swole and so many women. It's so bad for you. It's so bad for you. You don't have babies? You don't stick a dick in there. How about that? Hey-oh, who would have thought? We
choose truth over facts.
Don't put the pee-pee in the vajayjay if you don't want a baby. And then you don't need to interrupt your endocrine system. You don't need to fuck your body up. Jesus Christ. All right, gotta go on a birth control rant. 1,500 calories is a ribeye. All right. Hashtag but my thyroid. We'll give that away in a couple moments. We got one more video and we got a little tainty reprieve. Aww. There we go. There's a little tainty man for you. Here we go. All right. Last one here. Last one. Oh my God. It gets better. Holy shit. This one is called Gender Identity. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this one's going to bring. Fam, my goodness. Let's wrap this. Let's wrap this. Let's bring this bad boy home. Let's land this plane. Let's land this fucking plane.
So I thought I'd bring you an update of the whole gender identity situation and how I'm handling it in my classroom. So the student who originally asked me about, pronouns and identifiers, and if I had them, I went up to her and I asked what the best way for me to go about this with students was. And they told me that I should take the time and individually ask each student privately to know what their identity was, how I should refer to them, and how I should refer to them around their parents, because that's a different issue. I then took a minute to think.
All right. Private conversation with students about their gender and sexuality. No. And then a different conversation around their parents. It should be nothing different around their parents. You should stop hiding information. Oh God, I hate this shit.
Their identity was, how I should refer to them, and how I should refer to them around their parents, because that's a different issue. I then took a minute to thank them because, this is an important change that I need to make, and I wanted them to know that they're responsible for it. Okay, this is where it gets heartfelt. The way this individual thanked me for what I was trying to do and the attempts I was making, guys, I had to take a minute. There was a little bit of crying. Not in front of her, on my own, in my own car.
Okay, hug your children. This is what happens when children are looking for love elsewhere and they don't know any better. Please, for fuck's sake, hug your kids. Hug your children. Yeah. No conversations with children about gender and sexuality and pronouns or any of that bullshit. None. Jesus Christ. Jesus fuck. Creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. Can we say groomer? We certainly can. We certainly can. All right. Well, all right. A little education at the buzzer.
Boys have a penis. Girls have vagina.
Yeah, don't hide shit from their parents. How about what are we actually teaching kids in school? What are we actually teaching children? What are they actually learning? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what kids actually learn in school these days? Aside from this shit? Man, every video is just a huge advertisement for homeschooling. SH, let me find out a teacher is having private conversation with a child in my life about sexuality and they won't be a teacher long. Teachers should not be talking to our children about this, trying to brainwash them. It's very, very weird. Hugging our son as we speak. Very nice. Well done. Yeah.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Aaron, I saw over 350 students each week. I barely know half of their names. I refuse to play the pronoun game by using their name instead. Aaron, you're using their names? Their actual names? Whoa, dude.
Wow.
Whoa. This is revolutionary shit. Fam, did you know that you can just use someone's name? This is... Wow. That's unreal. That's a new one on me. I've never thought about that. That's good, Aaron. That's good stuff. Using kids' names. My God, that's Yeah, let's end with this. Yvonne, crying in your car because a kid made you, an adult, emotional is a totally normal thing. Yeah, why were there tears? Because what, some child made up or said a pronoun that, I don't know, that you prompted? Like what? Why are you crying? What are you crying? What are you crying about? What are you crying about? Oh, had to hustle onto the old TikTok to make a video about it though. Oh, it was really emotional. Oh, was it? Oh, was it? Was it emotional?
Ever served in a forward area?
Was you emotional? Emotional. Yeah. All right. Let's give away this fucking Swole card. Here we go. But my thyroid. Yeah, isn't that really strange, right? Nick says, picture, if you will, with me, fam. What if a heterosexual male teacher began talking about sex, sexual acts, etc.? What would you call them? I bet the leftists would go out with pitchforks. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You have all these like purple hair, septum pierced, he, she, whatever you want to call it, like all these androgynous, non-binary, woke-ass teachers that are promoting this stuff. How does that get through the cracks? But if you had like a man saying like, hey, little girl, right? You had like a science teacher talking to like, a 5-year-old, that would be a pedophile. That would be creepy as shit. Just like this is creepy as shit. It's the same thing. How come it's creepy? How come by today's society, how come this is allowed or slips through the cracks more often than not? But the other thing would be like, oh, horrifying. It's equally as horrifying, especially when you get that young. Like this has no place in education. You're not teaching anyone anything. This is just indoctrination. It's really weird. It's really weird how like it wouldn't be acceptable. Of course it shouldn't be acceptable. It doesn't matter what you have between your legs. It's not acceptable. It has no place in school, period. I mean, whomever you want to go and bang and suck and fuck or whatever in the privacy of your own home, all right, then go do it. It's your life. But when you're at school, you teach the kids, I don't know, science, technology, engineering, math, or ABCs or whatever the fuck you're supposed to do. Not this bullshit. I can't believe this happens and people are just going along with it. Hopefully less and less, but it's pretty fucking gross. Pretty gross. It's despicable, actually. All right. Hashtag #ButMyThyroid. Let's give away today's amazing Swole card. Music, please. Falcon, take us away. I know. I got you. Now, we would have better teachers, but, but my thyroid. I wouldn't have played that video, but my thyroid. It's my thyroid. Scroll. Why is Eric's number 3? Why was that thing there? Scroll. One more time. Keep on dropping it. I'm coming back down. Scroll it. Stop. Scroll. 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 Stop. Cassie Starr, congratulations. All right then. All right, maybe hopefully that helps you with your training. I think you asked a question earlier about your training. Congratulations, Cassie Starr de las Árboles. Of the trees. Congratulations on hopefully your thyroid is doing just fine. But if it's not, now you have a card. That's your get out of jail free card. You could just show that card and be like, oh, I would. And then just whip it out and be like, but my thyroid. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2294 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. We'll get that Swole card out to you. And we wish your thyroid the best. Truly we do. Truly we do. Fam, we have an amazing show coming up tomorrow, 9 to 5. Drop some soundboard requests in the comments.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Finkel action.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Sit! Sit! Sit!
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
No need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
You made me happy. Dodson, we've got Dodson here. What the fuck is that?
A Biden drop. I got you, fam.
60% of the time, it works.
Rufus, you
every
fucking
time.
farted, didn't you, bro?
That doesn't make sense.
You did.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
I got hairy legs.
It smells a little ripe in there. A little ripe. I think you let one flee. Little Chaucer. You'll eat one flea. You'll eat one flea, bro. Gross.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Look at my record. Come on, man.
Ooh, at the buzzer.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
I got this. Oh my goodness. Excellent.
You went full retard, man.
Excellent show. Yeah, it might be a little bit, it seems like it might be lagging a little bit. Well, fam, we made it. We made it through. Thank you so much for being here. 2294. Stay tuned for another amazing show tomorrow. Remember, if you want to join the fam, you get notified before all the live streams so you know when I'm going live. Head on over to SwoleNormousX.com and check out all the brand new releases this past week. And of course, we got some major releases coming up on this coming Monday. And of course, our Back to Swole special on the 29th. We went through that a little bit at the beginning of today's show. We got a major release party for members on the 29th. And of course, next Tuesday, we have the Signature Series drop. P3S4 goes live for 24 hours. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's show. It was a lot of fun. As always, great Swole fan posts, excellent questions. And of course, the deep, it was deep. It was very, very deep. And sometimes I never think I don't think we can go any deeper, and we always find a way. And of course, submit your questions over there at askpapaswolio.com. One of the best ways to get your question answered. If you can't catch a live stream, just submit your audio question over there, askpapaswolio.com, and we'll feature it on the show. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic. My melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making